he had the same exact birthday as me on the website, so I was like, nah, that's my dog.
This is the Bunt, the People's Podcast. I'm D Jones, live in the flesh with my boy, the Ghost. As always, we got Jay Burrows and the one and only Ants One behind the scenes. Ghost, the Bunt Champ Melbourne is over. We are coming live from Melbourne. What we got popping this week?
Bro, the Bunt Champ come down is always an interesting thing.
It's hard, man.
The most insane couple days in a row, and then all of a sudden it's back to reality. But this time we're in Melbourne, so it's all fucking good, blood. We out here. We drinking piss. You get me?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We can't say that, can we?
We'll just bleep it out.
We're over here.
We'll leave it unbleeped for the Melbourne people in Australia, but back home, North America and all that shit, we're gonna cut that shit out. So the Bunt Champ was absolutely crazy. If you didn't see what went down on the basketball court, one word for you motherfuckers. Huddle, baby. 3-on-3 champions. Let's fucking go. Celebrate that shit, Melbourne. They did it for their city. That shit was epic. And then on to the skate day. Tom Shar.
Gary Rogers and the fucking Skull Candy boys. Villains out here. Melbourne made some real fucking noise. I never seen one team get booed. But it happened out here.
They got it bad, man.
Some hometown cooking and it went down, man. The biggest three in Bunt Jam history.
I almost got trampled.
You did?
Jesus Christ, fighting for my life out there. I will never referee another basketball game again. Almost lost Mason Silva as a friend after calling a bad double dribble. I'll admit it. Refs make mistakes, man.
Hey, trust me, I know that too.
But then, on to the skate day, day 2. Absolutely crazy, man. The big sticks, the barn burner with the pyro. Memorable trick for you?
Well, I requested a kickback lip and Daiki just pulled that shit out real quick, maybe like 2-3 tries. Steezy as fuck, gap kickback lip. Shout out.
Matlock catching the football through the big sticks, epic. Chima, biggest hippie jump in world history, probably gonna be in Guinness Book of World Records next year. And my new favorite skater, Bosral. Jesus Christ, that guy could skate, man. Hard flip, floating.
Over your fucking head, Grant Patterson styles.
Could have been, and I'm 6'3". And then the barn burner, Tom Shar, Steven Pinero.
Zion, bro. Can't stop, won't stop. That fool, throw any obstacle in front of him, it's a wrap. I didn't know he could even do heel flip, fucking backside indies, whatever the fuck you call that shit.
Lean to tail, I think was another one. I don't know, man. But adding that transition flavor, nice little quarter pipe, was a great call. And obviously can't do the Bunt Jam without Josh Clark, man. Massive shouts to Josh Clark. Always going above and beyond. This man just helped us throw an epic event in Melbourne.
Oh, yes. Shout out Josh, we love you. The whole team, fucking everyone killed it behind the scenes. But another person that was in front of the scenes, a new favorite of mine, probably yours too, got to shout out Anthony Mapstone, a fucking true legend. Melbourne, do you want to see Rowan do a switch kicky? Yeah, Melbourne, make some noise. Yeah.
And epic shout out, Connor, always holding it down, helping us out on the mic. FaZe killed it. And I think everybody a new fan of Speed, man. I didn't even know I liked hardcore shows, but a gang called Speed shut it down, man. Thank you everybody for coming to the Bunt Champ Melbourne. The city of Melbourne absolutely killed it. The hospitality, unreal. And on to the next one, bro.
Excited for week 2 out here. It was truly epic. And yeah, like Donald said, we can't thank you enough. We'll have to run it back one day.
John Legend, AKA John Fitzgerald. You're the man, big dog. All right, what we got popping this week, man? We got an episode to get through.
Bro, we got another barn burner. I know people are wondering if we could keep up this level of insanity. Well, look no further. Frankie Spears is in the house. Dog, I don't know if we've ever had someone who just comes on and just says whatever's on their mind. No fucks given. A real one, a G. I think he's a little misunderstood. I think people might come out of this being like, wait, I actually think Frankie Spears is the GOAT. Enjoy. Then we taking y'all straight to the post office. And of course, a little NFL talk to finish it off.
Yeah, we go over one of Antoine's most ludicrous takes of all time. Make sure follow us on Instagram at The Bunt Live. Hit us up on YouTube, youtube.com/@TheBuntLive. Slide over to our Patreon, patreon.com/The Bunt. That's what keeps these trips going, man. And last but not least, thebuntlive.com. Every episode logged for your listening pleasure. Ghost, not only have I not been watching TV shows, skipping out on sports, but I can't keep up with the skate game either, man. You do the hard work so the people don't have to. If we didn't watch any skating last week, what's the one thing we should?
You already know what the fuck it is. D Jones, it's Shout Out of the Week, brought to you by The Den, your home for all the highest quality skate videos. It's free with over 2,000 videos curated by people like us at The Bunt, built to preserve the classics and feature all the newest releases at their highest quality. It's available everywhere. Apple, Android, on the web, the big screen with Apple TV. Man, get in there for free and watch your favorite videos at entertheden.com/bunt.
There's certain names that when you see, you just gotta press play, you dig? And you know we want him to win Sodi. That's Thiago Lemos, bro. Let's get that Spitfire part popping. Thiago had clips in Melbourne, Sydney, doing it the biggest around the globe. Let's see what happens.
He's got our vote. There was only one thing left to do before we get into this interview. And we are a long way from Toronto, Canada, but y'all can help us out. Slide down to Public Gardens, some of the nicest Italian food available on King Street West, and order yourself a 6-pack of ice cold Beamers. And don't leave until they all done. All right, Ghost. Let's get into this interview, man.
Frankie, man.
All right, let's get this thing popping. We
Let's
got
get it.
Frankie Spears in the building. What's cracking, man?
What's up? How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
I know you told us you listened to Patrick's episode a little bit before this, so maybe you made it this far. We start every show off the same. Hit us with your favorite skate moment and your favorite sports moment.
Sheesh. I know I was supposed to have this ready for you guys, but I was like, I just want to be completely honest. I think I'm not gonna have a sports moment for you guys. I'm sorry. I guess I watched the what's his name, Donkovic part where like the Luka Donkovic. I was at Foy's house when he made that crazy shot at like the last second, so I'm gonna say that one. So that was like the one time I was watching a game, and remember the one he was like like he didn't know what was happening and he made the shot, and that was pretty dope. I think basketball is my only other sport I'm like into and I'm down to watch. I think is exciting. So I'm going to say that moment. I think everyone knows what I'm talking about here when I say that. And then favorite skate moment has to be recently Foy's trick he did in New York that's soon to come out is my favorite skate moment just because it's just so inspiring to watch, like see his confidence in him, like consistently like set these crazy goals for himself that are death defying and like accomplish all these things like that he has to do until that moment. Like he'll like do some crazy trick and then like have a trip to Germany and do some crazy thing and then be like, yeah, I'm gonna come back to New York and skate this spot that he like came months prior and like looked at, and then just like he's so like goal oriented and is so just disciplined with getting it done and so confident, and it's absolutely insane. He did a crazy gap to grind first try and it's absolutely insane to witness, and it's really cool to like have like one of my best friends be one of the most just craziest skateboarders in the world. So I can't wait for the world to see it, and everyone will definitely know the gap to grind that I'm speaking about in the next month coming. So that's my favorite skate moment, is watching Foy just do a trick that's do or die and witness it. So that's my favorite moment, and I'm excited for everyone to see it. So
hell yeah, man.
sorry, it's vague, but it will be
All
complete. It will be completely understood once it's out there for the world. I'll post my angle of it. I scream at the end like, "You're a sick fuck! You're a sick fuck!" And y'all will know the clip I'm talking about with that reference right there. So I'll just be like specific as to what I'm talking about.
Perfect. So sounds like you're gonna be biased because he's one of your best friends, but Sodi season is around the corner.
Yeah,
and I mean, we just saw Tiago's cover.
Yes,
they're teammates.
Incredible.
They're about to both be starring in the same video. Who do you think is going to be Sodi this year? Yeah.
100% Foy. It's just, I think Thrasher is, I think to get Sodi, you need to, not need to, but I think it makes most sense when you put your life on the line and do things that have never been done. And man, does like Foy's New Balance part gonna really show that. And Tiago's so amazing, and the things he does is only what Tiago can do. And that's really what's kind of unfortunate for those who aren't going to get it this year, but that's just the way the game goes. And it does seem biased, but I promise you the things that Foy does, only Foy can do. And I get that maybe no one else could do the switched back nose bunt that Tiago did, but at the end of the day, Tiago's going to, go home pretty safe with most of the things he chooses to do. And it's pretty crazy the things that Foy chooses to do. It really is. It's I think about the things he does, and I'm like, man, like sometimes I feel like I want to get on that level, but I'm like, man, I really like being healthy. I really like to go home. I really like to eat my pasta at night. Like, I just can't, I can't like put myself in that harm. I think that everything I do, I try to choose to do it knowingly that I'm going to be successful. So Sodi season, I'm going with Foy. I know that Elijah is going to come through swinging, and the stuff that Elijah does is stuff that only Elijah could do maybe. And it's just Foy doesn't only do death-defying stunts as well. He's really grown so much in the last 10 years of his skateboarding, and is like, dude, I watched him do an MBD table trick, and he's doing tricks on rails that only he can do, and just nonstop, just like, oh, I'm gonna go here and grind this, and then I'm gonna go to New York and grind that, and then I'm gonna go to LA and do this, and then I'm gonna go to this rail and do that. And it's like, I feel like a lot of other people is like, they're just like, I'm gonna get as many clips as I could get, and they're gonna be really good, and people are gonna love it. And it's just like, I love how just premeditated Foy is, and I know that a lot of other skaters are like that, and they really are just as incredible athletes as him. But it's just, I wish that people could like really see the process and the things that he puts sets out for himself. And it's like really like almost unnecessary for him, but he just absolutely loves skating, and he loves pushing his limits, and he doesn't have to do that, and he's already gotten Sodi, and it's really, really cool to witness. So I mean, I'm all for Foy, and I really think he's got it. I truly do. I'm really not trying. I think that I've also been pretty good at like predicting it. I've definitely seen it coming with Tyshawn. I've seen it coming with Suchu and Milton and a lot of other people. And it would be nice that Tiago got it, but he also got his cover this year. And I'm really proud of Tiago getting that cover, because it's really well deserved. I mean, there's something that I've set out for myself, but seeing that Tiago's 33 and how much work he puts in, I'm like, all right, like I have so much time to like achieve that goal. I used to get like, in my last interview, I was a little butthurt. I wasn't able to achieve it. I was like really trying to set out for it, as it was like my third interview, but it's all good. And seeing Tiago get it at 33 really made me like calm my nerves about like getting it later on in life. So,
getting a Thrasher cover?
Yeah, it's definitely like a huge goal of mine. I think I've had like basically everything you can have in the magazine besides that. So it's like really something I want.
Hey, bro, the shit you be doing, I'm sure it'll happen eventually.
For sure. And I'm not trying to get too worked up on it, because I'm really happy with like the things I've been able to achieve. And I'm trying to like be more grateful for the things I've gotten to do, because it's a special thing. And I'm not trying to like, I'm not trying to like forget about the things I've done. I gotta like, soak it up a little bit and just enjoy what I've been able to achieve a little bit more than just be like, all right, next thing. It can get pretty stressful.
For sure, man. So tell us, where'd you grow up and how'd you get into skating, man? We'll rewind it back a little bit here.
For sure. I grew up in Long Island, New York, which I still live in. I did have a place in Brooklyn the last couple of years, but I'm living in the same like 5 to 10 mile radius of where I've grown up. It's Nassau County, and I got into skateboarding through my brother. He's a couple years older than me, and his friends always loved skateboarding, and he moved on to biking later on, but he could still kickflip, and he showed me a skateboard, and I started skating at the age of 7. I started ollieing, kickflipped at 8, and then like that, I was hooked at right then and there.
Love that. How old are you now?
27.
Oh, young buck.
Lots of time, bro. Lots of time.
Yeah, for sure.
Frankie, what would you consider your first big break in the skate industry?
My first big break definitely would be how I really like started getting the ball rolling of being a sponsored skateboarder would be Jake Johnson actually first contacted me at the age of around 15 to get on the revamp of Workshop, and he was at the time supposed to be a part of it, and that fell through. And but he put me in contact with Brennan Conroy, and Brennan Conroy was speaking with Mike Hill and Joe Kostrucci, of course. He still works with them, and Rob Dyrdek at the time felt like he owed Mike Hill getting his brand back, because it kind of like fell into the wrong hands, and he really wanted to like pay his respects of everything that Mike Hill's done for Rob Dyrdek, and he gave the brand $100,000 to revamp. And Brennan Conroy then followed through with getting me boards, and he put me in contact and got me on a trip to San Francisco. And then that was an amazing trip, and that was like my breakthrough. And I worked really hard on that trip. I met Joey Guevara, Dave Kami, Dan Z, and I skated really well on my first trip to San Francisco. I frontside flipped this like 4-block in San Jose, and then like bumped to front blunt a bench with Dave Kami, and then like started getting on the Transworld website. And then the last day of the trip, I remember vividly, I backsmith a double kink rail at like the age of 15. I was still in high school, so that was like the first or second time that's ever been done. I think.
Was it the blue one?
Yeah, correct. I think Alec Majerus was the first person to maybe backsmith like a double kink rail at the time, but I think he like kind of like gapped past the first like down part.
Yeah,
you
went
like a
down
flat
across and down
across flat, and it was the last day I was in San Francisco, and then I got a lunatic fringe out of that at the really young age. And then I would tell Brennan Conroy that like if I got on Adidas, I'm gonna give you $1,000. Like I'm gonna do it. Like, and then I guess Adidas was really starting to mess with me at that point after getting that done, and then I ended up getting on Adidas, gave Brennan $1,000.
Hell yeah, man of his word.
Exactly.
That was my breakthrough. I ended up actually borrowing so much money from him through my lifetime. I've had quite a few injuries that I like went to doctors and needed to pay out of pocket for surgeries, and that really helped out. And that was my breakthrough. It was like Jake Johnson was like, I'm down, like you should get on the new Workshop again. And Brennan Conroy really hooked me up with like going to SF. But I mean, as much as they really helped me, I definitely put in the work, and I don't want to like say, like if I wasn't successful with the trip, then I don't think much would have happened. So I'm happy that like I was able to like push myself and really land things and really get in the magazine and make a name for myself. So that was definitely my breakthrough of like making it into the industry. And then, but it's really never ending from there. You really got to keep the ball rolling for people to like have a respect for you in the industry. So I'm happy that I've really been able to like push my progression and have people stoked on what I've continued to like produce. So it's a blessing to, cause I say it all the time, when you go skate, those days that you're successful don't have to happen. They could be it can really go left for you quite easily. So it's super sick.
Hey man, from 15 to 27, you're a veteran in the game now, man.
Yeah,
that's 12
still,
years. That's crazy.
It's amazing.
Time flies.
It really does fly. It's absolutely insane. I know that's the cool thing about skating, though. Like, you're really enjoying your time because, you know, it's like a snap of a finger and you're 27 from 15 of like really going out there. But I wouldn't want to be doing anything else, really.
Yeah, but 40 is the new 30. I mean, look at all these dudes we grew up looking up to. Yeah,
for sure.
You got another 12 years in you, dog, for sure.
100%. Thank you. Appreciate
Love it. Yeah, was it weird riding for Alien on a full reset? I guess you're so young and just happy to get on anything probably at that time, but
to be honest, the reason why I wasn't weirded out about it is because they were paying me really well to begin. Well, not really. I mean, I was getting $250 at first in high school, but that was enough for me to be so hyped. And then after the trip, they were like really pleased with my work, and they were like, "Okay, we're gonna give you $500 a month." And I was like,
in high school?
In high school, so I was like, "Cool, this is good." I'm like, I don't care what anybody says.
In
like,
high school?
In high school, I was like, I do not care what anybody says. Like, I'm making money. Like, I'm doing what I'm doing it, and then I got on Adidas pretty fast after that. And then I think that contract was real small. It was like $1,500 a month, but it was like, or $1,000 or something. But I was like, oof, like I'm killing it. Like $2,000 a month. Like, I don't care what nobody says. Like, so I was really like, I didn't really care what anyone said. I just wanted to, at that point, I mean, I love skating so much. I just wanted to just film and go out. And that's exactly what I was able to do with the people supporting me. So I was like, if anyone had anything to say, like it was whatever to me, and I was happy with my skating, so it was no worries.
Was Adidas? Were you still in high school when that contract came through?
I was still in high school, yeah,
bro. So did the homework assignments start coming in later and later? I
did start to slow down, but I finished. I finished. I had to stay
strong, man.
I know I had to stay extra like hour every day towards the end to get extra credit, but I made it happen because my mom wasn't going to have me not finish. She wanted the diploma.
That's got to be one of the hardest things is as a skate career that's taking off when you're still in high school is really happening. Like finishing those damn assignments must be like, I saw Raisa's thing and she's trying to finish high school and she's already just destroying it, you know, in her skate career, but it's respect that you finished.
Thank you. It was really important to my mom. She's a teacher, so I didn't want to let her down.
You had to come through with that one, bro. That's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
But so you're making $2,000 a month in high school, living at home. You splurge and buy anything nice while you were making that little bread as a young buck?
So I had this 2008, I'm just backtracking before I say what I splurged on. I had a 2008 Nissan Altima during the time of like me working towards what I achieved of like getting paid and skateboarding, but it was salvaged from my dad's ex-wife's daughter, and she crashed it, but he fixed it because it was like pretty nice condition, but it didn't have an airbag in the steering wheel and shit. Like you could see like where it was popped, and it shaked at 80 miles per hour. And I ran it up for super long, probably like 3 to 4 years. And my sister had that before me. So it was like a brand new car from my dad's ex-wife's daughters, because her dad was like really still is quite wealthy from like a huge towing business. He like tows huge trucks, but so he got her a really nice new Altima, and then my sister got it, and then I got it, and I was like, man, and then it was like dented in the door and it was all fucked up, and I really was so like, I was happy that I had a car, but I was like, I really have always liked cars, so I was like super bummed that I was like driving around in it. So I always loved how Grand Cherokees looked. Well, I really loved Range Rovers at that point in my time, because like the kids I went to school with had like really nice cars because they were really rich. And so I was like, Grand Cherokee like kind of looks like a Range Rover. Like I rock with that. Like I want a Grand Cherokee. So I was able to lease one for like $400 a month. And that was like what I splurged on. And I kept it for like 6 months only, because at that time, when I hit 16, 17, I started having hip issues. And I came to find out, like, so in one of my parts, I heel flipped over the stair set over bar that Tyshawn Trey flipped. Everyone knows that spot that you land on the sidewalk into the street. I had heel flipped that around like 17 or 18. So it was like 3 years after like getting the contract, like maybe 2. So, and I got the Grand Cherokee, but so like right after that heel flip, like the next morning, like I like sitting how I am sitting now, putting pressure on my hip would be extremely painful. So what come to find out, like, so I started following this surfer, Balaram Stack, and sorry, I'm like talking about the splurging, but this is why, like, what happened with me, like wanting to get rid of this nice car. So I ended up getting rid of it because I thought it was uncomfortable, but come to find out I had hip issues. So like after that heel flip, I was following this surfer, and he like posted himself getting out of the hospital. He's like, I had hip surgery. I feel so much better. And I'm like, yo, what's wrong with your hip? Like, I have hip problems. Like, I can't like sit comfortably in my car. And I had hip impingement, which is like I love jumping down things as a kid. So like the ball joint that goes into your hip, it's like it's not supposed to be a perfect circle, but it was a perfect circle because I grew extra bone. So you're really supposed to have like a half a quarter pipe towards like the edge of your bone. So when you like move it, like there's this like space. But so that's where my pain was coming from. So I thought my Jeep was uncomfortable because of this hip impingement. So after 6 months, I was like, man, fuck this car. Like, I want a Benz. That shit looked like way more comfortable. So I got rid of it and took like negative equity for an E-Class. And then I really liked that car, but I've come to find out I just had hip problems. So I should have kept the Jeep, because fast forward now, I have 2 cars, and I have one of them's the same Jeep that I had, and I think it's like almost, if not just as comfortable as the Mercedes I have. I have the same Mercedes that I got after I gave up the Jeep, but like the AMG version, the fast version. And I come to find out I just had a hip problem. So yeah, that's what I splurged on, a Jeep, but I thought it was uncomfortable. But I come to find out I just was physically in pain, but I got both my hips worked on, and that's where Brennan Conroy lended me a bunch of money. So I went to a hospital for special surgery. That's where Kevin Durant went for his Achilles, and I was like, I want to go to the best doctor. And thank God my mom gave me insurance to 26. Now I have my own, but yeah, I paid $12,000 up front for the hip impingement surgery, but it was arthroscopically. So Brennan Conroy gave me the $12,000 up front, but I was getting like, now my Adidas contract grew bigger. So I was like, oh, I'll give it back to you. And I paid it back to him like quite fast. So he's lending me like probably like $40,000 over my 10 years, but I gave him back every dollar with interest my whole life. So I'm like, I have no debt with him, and I appreciate his support for me. So that was what I splurged on, a Jeep. I got rid of it in 6 months like an idiot. I should have just kept it, but
damn, we just covered so much ground right there. But shout out Brendan Conroy, real one.
I wouldn't be where I'm at without his support. And yeah, just getting those 2 surgeries, they really worked out well. I've been really comfortable ever since. I'm happy that I don't sit down in discomfort and super sick. So that's what I splurge on, a Jeep, and I have one now, and I love it. It's a great car, comfortable, now that I have the surgeries. But nothing else, like maybe like small like workshop pendant at the time, but nothing like, I never like went too crazy on like things. I've always used my money to continue skateboarding. I think it's pretty evident with like what I produce. I think that if I didn't, I wouldn't have much footage. I'd just be chilling, enjoying the money. But I know that like you got to spend money to make money. Yeah. I've always understood that. So I've always been like, all right, well, if I don't use this money to get more clips, I'm not getting another contract for bigger money. Like, I need to travel. I need to go places. I need this car to, pay for it and get better things and create, content. It's really important. So that's like what I've always liked about cars. They've always put that pressure on me. Like, oh, I got to pay for this thing. And what better way to pay for it by using my skills to create more money?
Yeah. Don't kill me, bud. You're a funny motherfucker. That's real
So
talk right
it's
there.
true. It's true. And that's why I'm like super hyped on like being where I'm at and just like
skills to pay the bills, baby.
For real. Exactly. 100%. Yep. That's a fact.
So you recently parted ways with the workshop. What's the story there?
See, that was like exactly like with like me, why I was so cool at the time when I was younger with like, they were paying me so like on time. And I think that 100,000 just like kind of started to run out. And I honestly, I hope that I'm not wrong when I say this. And this is why maybe I parted away. I think that truly, I mean, personally, I think that workshop has always sold really well, like almost better than Habitat. I think that they do better. And I think that Habitat's really like brought down the funding overall as the brand. And what was starting to happen would like really upset me. And I'm just going to be completely honest. Workshop was not paying me on time the $1,000 they were promising me. If you're going to tell me that you're going to provide for me a certain thing for the job and you can't do it consistently, then it just gets tiring, because I have brands that really do provide to me exactly that. And I think that's why people are upset with me too, is just because they know like what I make on the side from other brands, and they're just like, why do you even like care about like not getting it? And I was just like, I don't know, I just want to feel valuable, feel like what I do is important, because you know I feel like I get like a really good response for my work, and I just felt like I wasn't really as valuable as I was really trying to be for the brand. I feel like I pushed it really hard. I mean, I've done really well. I've gotten third place in X Games and like purchased a $3,000 workshop chain with my friend, made diamonds 14 karat. And I just feel like that I've really showed loyalty, and it just wasn't really reciprocated. So that's really what it was. I didn't leave because I feel like I deserve to be on a better brand. I left because I felt like I just wasn't I wasn't respected. I wasn't valued. And truly, realistically, I would take $300, $400 a month if he really just sent it.
Don't say that too loud. You're about to try and get a new sponsor, so you know.
No, I don't
your value
care.
up.
I really, it's not about the money for me, and I never has been with the brand. It was just,
I know, but you can't say that as a free agent.
No, I am saying it as a free agent. I just want to, I don't care. Like whatever people like, I'm like what I'm getting from like Adidas and Dickies now. Yeah, I want to like to continuously raise that bar. But for boards, I mean, that's just like, I just want to be happy with, I just want to know that they care about me at the end of the day. I just felt like it was like, I wasn't being cared about. And that's really why I left. That's it. And I just,
we hear you. The board brand, I mean, the board game is tough as hell. Hard goods in general. Yeah, just the skate industry as a whole. It's tough times.
I was hyped today. Like I went to the skate shop, my boy Tennant in Brooklyn. He told me to shout them out, and I'm happy I did bring that up. And he's like one of the few skate shops in Brooklyn left right now. Unfortunately, Labor and KCDC are closing down. KCDC closed down, and Brooklyn Labor is closing down, unfortunately.
Damn.
But I mean, I bought 3 boards from him, and I'm like hyped. I got like a GX board, I got an Anti-Hero, I got a King board, and I got a new clip on the GX 1000 board. It was a sick like white board with like grills that say GX 1000, and I'm just like happy to like kind of just start having like new flavor. I'm not even like looking right now. I'm just like, I'm happy to just like kind of feel like a kid again too. Like I've had so much loyalty, kind of like it was getting real like bland to skate the same thing over and over and over and over, and just being like, I'll get around to like doing what I'm supposed to do for you. It was just getting old. It's like, all right.
You hit that part of your career where like Kobe changed from number 8 to number 2 for, man, new beginnings.
Exactly.
No reason why the back half of your career can't be as successful as the front.
And I want to say thank you to Alien Workshop and Brennan and Joe. And there's really no hard feelings, but that's just at the end of the day, it's how I felt. And I think that it's okay for me to be honest with feeling that way. It wasn't like a one-time thing that I was like, I'm over it. Like just because a check came late one time. It was like a whole year of it. And I did try and quit 10 months ago. And he promised me that like, if he couldn't start doing what he promised me, then I could move on. And it wasn't true. So unfortunately, like I said, I would have stayed. I really would have. It hurts to have left, but it also like, I'm really like being 2 weeks post leaving. I really don't think I feel that bad. And I feel like it feels
good. This was
good.
only 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks, yeah. But I almost like feels good
fresh.
though. Yeah, it is fresh, but it does like feel good. Honestly, I'm like kind of happy to be like skating different stuff and just like not like tied down to something anymore that was making me unhappy.
So what's your dream sponsor, man? Board sponsor, if you could pick
My
right
dream
now.
is no, I don't have a dream board sponsor. I have a dream to be part of a brand with hardworking individuals that allow me to work on a project. That's like
what brand is that?
Man.
Yeah.
What brand do you see yourself working on a project with?
I mean, I think that Primitive is cool just because of the team and how hard they work. So that's what I want to be a part of. I just want to be part of a brand with other people who are going to continuously make me better. And that was like another reason about Workshop is like literally only like, not only, but you know, there's Joey O'Brien and Sammy Montana. And it's like, we got Joey, they had Joey Guevara and Yaje. But like, you know, Joey's doing his own thing. He's starting to go to school. Like Joey O'Brien's amazing, but you know, he has his own life he has to focus on. He's married now and he has his house in Pennsylvania. He doesn't have as much free time as a professional skateboarder to be around and push me. And Sammy Montana was out in LA and he kills it. And I really have a lot of love for him. But other than that, there was no one on the team who was going to make me better. At the end of the day, you know, maybe it's cocky, but I feel like if anything, I pushed them to, you know, work a little harder with my, you know, with how I like to work. But yeah, that's what I want from a brand. I just want to be around people who love skating and are really good at it and have enough money to help me work on another project. I'm honestly going to let all the workshop footage go and die out. I had really good stuff for it. I don't care to release it. I don't even want to see the graphics. I'm quite hurt with it. I feel like it was like at the end, it was getting really toxic and I'm just like, it really is crazy how much I don't even want to like skate a board. I gave away my pendant to, I didn't give it away. I told the jeweler who made it, I gave it to him to melt down and create an Adidas trefoil like diamond pendant right now, but I don't think he wants to melt it down. I think he wants to keep it for himself for memory. So I think he's gonna do that. We'll see. I don't know, but he's like super hyped on the new.
But wait, like buy it
pendant.
back off you?
Oh, he's gonna give me like a discount on the new one. So he didn't. I just gave it to him. I was like, just like don't overcharge me on the new one. I was like, you know, because you know what I spent on this one. I gave you $3,900 for this one. So let's try and keep it a little bit less than that because I don't want it to be too big. I don't know. You can kind of see.
What kind of businessman are you? You can't
just giving this shit away.
Yeah.
No, I didn't want it. I don't want it.
It's
what am I gonna do with it?
You sounded like you were doing the right thing. Melt it down and just make something else.
No, I know, but like
he can't then be like, nah, I want to keep this.
No, he's like literally the homie. Like he's like not gonna like do me dirty. So we're gonna talk about it. But I gave that shit's gone. I don't wear it no more. I don't want it. I'm done.
Melt it down, man. It's all good. Pay him for the labor to turn it into something you actually want, but you can't just give him that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it to him right now. I'm not worried about it. That's my bro. He texted me today. He was like so fucking hyped on my part. He's like, bro, what the fuck? And I'm like, yo, what'd I do? I ain't steal the $60,000 ruby in your house. I swear to God, I didn't touch it. Because he was showing me his shit. Like he likes to do work on the side. He works for a really big jewelry brand. I'm not gonna like say who it is. I don't know if it's my right to expose who he works for.
Mm-hmm. So you talked about working on big projects and you mentioned Honeymoon. Honeymoon just dropped. You went absolutely buck wild. Banger after banger. How fun was filming for that project with the gang? And do you have a Joe Face story for the people, man?
Yeah, I do have a Joe Face story. It's pretty funny. Probably a couple, but yeah, that project was super fun. I mean, I love Joe Face. There's times he pisses me off, but I know better to not disrespect the man because he's always paid me my bread. He's always given me opportunities to become a better skateboarder, and he's giving me so many trips with the team that's, you know, stacked. Everyone's really has their own, you know, their own specialties and their own, you know, amazing work that they're good at. And yeah, it was a super fun project. He's so many trips to go on. So like he funded my homie Matt to film me So that was like, without having that support that he was able to do for the video, it would be impossible for me to produce what I produced. And I love the project just because from start to finish, I was super successful. I really didn't have any hiccups, and I've never had that with a project. Like my Adidas video that came out like just about a year ago, I did have a really, I sacked the rail, and that shit was a really heavy injury for me to deal with. And then like I've also probably had like in between the Adidas video, I had the hip surgery. So that video was like, it's crazy because like I just had so many like things I had to deal with for that video to get put out. So this Honeymoon was just like 3 years, like every single month I got something, and I didn't have anything that like held me back. The only thing that happened to me filming that whole video was on the banks. The switch big flip was just like the last trick I filmed. And I had landed it before this happened. I just tried to clean it up because I like clipped the stair on the switch big flip, and I was kind of bummed about clipping it. But I slid on the, like, I really like that spot because you could just, when you fall and the bricks are really smooth, you just slide on your body, so it doesn't like, you don't get as sore as like landing on like gritty ground, and it doesn't like eat you up. But I was wearing a t-shirt, and one of the bricks was like lifted up, and it got my elbow, and I don't know if you can see it like right there, but yeah, you can kind of see it. But it clipped my elbow, and I needed 4 stitches, and that was the only thing during the whole project that was like super like that, like kind of like hurt me, but that wasn't even a real injury. I got it like stitched up, and I was fine in like a week. So that was what I was like super hyped on overall on the project, is like filming my best part, but also not having any problems during it. And it kind of like gave me like the confidence and like hyped for the next project of being like, okay, I can do this again. Like I could do another 3 years of like just my best skateboarding without like any gnarly injuries. Hopefully, knock on wood. And it was super sick. And that was like, I'm super proud about like just putting that together without any like hiccups was super sick. And then, so like funny stories about Joe now. And the trips were fun with the team. Everyone's like really respectful towards each other, which is super sick. Like no one like dislikes anyone, which is super sick. And I definitely had some times where I've like upset teammates just because I like to be like, I'm gonna do this trick at this spot. Like this spot's sick. Like I'm gonna do that and like not be there. So that kind of like got some little controversy going. But I don't care. I have like confidence in that. I've done that a lot with spots. Like look at a photo of a spot and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do that trick. But I've always like kind of done it. So like the Atlanta gap to rail, like I was like, I'm gonna go backsmith that, and just like never been there and went and did it. So I've done that a lot.
Which one's that one?
The Leo Romero, he backlipped and crooked and stay gold at night. The huge like red one. Yeah,
you backsmith that?
Fuck.
Yeah, that was for the workshop. Clot? That was for the workshop part that I like not gonna put out. Yeah, I did that like 4 years ago. With Joe Face now, a funny ass story. The dude likes to roll his ankle while like walking. So I've seen him like fucking fall to the ground, and we're like, yo, what happened to him? Like, what the fuck? Like, why is he on the ground? And he like just like really fucks his ankle up walking on the ground. I have like the photo of him on my Instagram.
He got surgery though, he told me.
Yeah, he did, but it didn't. I told him like, yo, like you need to like relax after the surgery and like not overdo it. And I think he overdid it, and it's not good. Like he told me his shit's fucked. So that was a funny story. I'm sure I have more. It's hard to like think about it on the spot. I've definitely seen him tweak the fuck out for like missing exits, like scream on the top of his lungs. And that was crazy in Florida. And I'm like, yo, like he definitely could have like a crazy temper at some points, but it's like kind of don't get fazed by it just because it's Joe. And,
he told me a story about you, man, that might need an explanation here. But he said,
"Oh, I think I know what you're about to say. Is it the dinner?"
You guys are at a dinner, and
swear to God, I thought it was Sam Muller. Swear on my life, I'll drop dead now.
Go ahead. So apparently, they're at a Dickies dinner, and he squeezed the boss of Dickies' ass, which is a woman.
It was complete accident. Swear to God, she has the same length curly hair as Sam, and she was like sitting right next to him. It was such an accident. I was definitely not trying to do that. It was super funny. I'm happy.
Did everyone think it was funny?
Everyone did think it was funny. They call me ass grabbing Frank for so long after that. I was just happy. I was just happy that she didn't like tweak out, because like I totally could understand her like being really upset with me, and she's actually like, she really likes me and was like super nice about the whole situation. So I'm thankful for her to have the reaction that she had, and I was expecting a whole different level, and I really didn't mean to do that. And if she's watching this, I apologize once again. I was extremely irresponsible of me and rude, and I probably shouldn't try and grab Sam Muller's ass anyway. So
that's fair. That's a great apology, man.
Yeah, for sure. That was super messed up, but it's funny. It's all in the past now. She actually is always pretty active on my Instagram. She's definitely like super. She definitely appreciates my work for the brand still, and it's super cool to see her like not have any like feel some type of way towards me. So I'm grateful for that too. It's like makes me feel better about my mistake. It really was a mistake. So
hell yeah, G. Onwards and upwards.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Rewatching some of your old footage today. You know what I'm saying? You guys, what was the OG? I'm blanking right now. The first Alien video you guys did with the whole crew.
I think it was called Bunkered Down. And
Bunkered Down.
I think I skated to broken glass. I was pissed.
Yeah, you and our boy Paul Liliani shared a part. He's from Toronto.
Paul's sick, dude.
Paul's the man.
He was a big help with like after hip surgery. He like helped me do home worworkouts for months, and it really helped strengthen me. So shout out to him. I think he's probably still doing the workout thing, and he still like trains people. He's a super nice dude. He's an amazing skater. So shout out to him.
Paul. We love Paul.
I love Paul, here. Dude. He's a great guy.
We're in Toronto, so yeah, that's the homie. We've been knowing since he was a little man.
But, for days.
Rewatching that part, noticed that you would land a banger. You know what I'm saying? That backsmith. You were landing all types of bangers, and you would just land it and just ride away. Nice and calm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fast forward to these days. I don't know what it is, the contest influence or what, but
shirt off.
But
or what?
Frankie be landing tricks these days, and dare we say, the celebration levels are Bastian Celebanzi-esque. Or these days, you're even up there with the Cordano Russells of the world with your post trick cellies, man. What's gotten into you, man?
It's only like ones that have like been there more than multiple times. I will tell you that I never have those celebrations on tricks I do the first time. I promise you that. Like, I don't. Like D7, probably celebrated. That was 3 trips. Nollie Trey celebrated. That was 3 trips. Arrested, thousands of dollars. Backside flip into SF was like 25 different days over 7 years. I thought I was never going to land it. I have this self-doubt that like I can't do it for some reason. And I think that's where the victory is there, is like I proved myself wrong, and I'm proud of myself. So like that's where the victory comes in. And you know, I want to I just want to hold weight with, like I say to Vern Laird, I'm like, I want to earn my paycheck. And I think that with the tricks I choose to do, I feel like, and accomplishing them, that's why I get super excited. I feel like I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and it makes me super excited. The 3 new tricks I filmed for my next whatever project it is, I no shirt off, no celebration.
Staying calm.
I promise you, like it's only certain tricks. I mean, you can guarantee it. That's with fair. A lot of friends.
That's fair. Yeah. So, Frankie, you and Tyshawn Jones go way back. Y'all even shared a part back in the day. Fast forward to 2024, you're both teammates on Adidas. Tell us a little bit about the history of your friendship and where it's at today.
Yeah, for sure. I've always inspired by Tyshawn. Back in the days, I first met him at Element Make It Count. I was probably like 13, and I noticed how good he was at skating, and I was super hyped on it. I won that contest. I don't think he was fond of that, to be honest. You can kind of see him in the background, like a little upset. And we were kids, like that's normal shit. Like you want to win the contest, of course you can be a little bit upset. I mean, I'm sure he didn't care that much. He's so successful now, it's nothing. It's all in the past. But yeah, I was like really impressed by his skateboarding. I could see the talent right away, and I Facebooked him, and I was like, "Yo, I want to skate with you." And first session was with Matt Schleier at Brick 9. I did the hard flip. I'm not sure if he did anything yet, did anything that day, but that was the beginning of our relationship. We met at Brick 9. I hard flipped it. That's in the video of us together. It was at night. And we started, having, go hanging out a lot, and sleeping at each other's houses and having like hangouts, like skating and stuff. And, the relationship grew, and we both supported each other greatly. And he, we'd send out sponsor me tapes together. He would he got me my first boxes. Like, I was like, how do you get all these like products? He'd have like silver trucks and diamond apparel and just pig wheels and this and that. I'm like, yo, like I want a box. Like, what do I do? He's like, bro, give me your footage. Like, give me a link. Like, I'm gonna send this shit out for you. Like, I got you. And like, that's what he did. And he got me like mad sponsors, like right away. He's like, yeah, I got you on Pig. He was like my manager at the time. He's like, you want to skate? And then like Mike Sinclair got me on Decline. And then, and then he started filming Buddy, and he met Jason Dill and Strobeck, and I was on the scene on that. You see me in the background of his nollie flip at the courthouse, like wearing a Bunger shirt and a wrist guard. And his success like picked up quick after Buddy. He got on Supreme, he got on Toy Machine, and it happened fast. And then we were really good friends for a super long time. And then I think I finally quit Decline, and we went to Tampa Am together. And he got on America. That was his favorite company. He used to love. He loved Figgy. That was his favorite skater at the time. So he got on him. And Heath and Figgy were shit you not, that was truth. Like, he really loved those skaters. And then Heath hit him up, and he got on America, and Toy Machine. And then he started, he's like, I think he's one of the most like fastest progressing skateboarders. Truly. It's quite incredible. And he just started getting really good really fast. And then he started getting new sponsors. And then I remember I was over Decline really fast, and I wanted to get on Adidas or something. I don't remember how, but I remember I started getting Adidas before him. And then Skin Phillips hit me up. I wish I still had the email. He was like, yo, what's up with Tyshawn Jones? And I was like, I don't know. What's up with him? Like, hit him up. And then Yasha Muller lived in New York at the time. And then he was like I said, he was doing it big. Buddy came out. His skating was phenomenal. Nollie flipping the courthouse, undeniable. I mean, I was good, but not on his level yet. But it really inspired me to get better at skating. And I really think a lot of my success is just witness what he was able to achieve at a young age. And it really made me want to get better. I specifically remember learning to nose grind a handrail because he nose grinded a handrail. And that was mind blowing to me. And so yeah, he ended up getting on Adidas before me, actually, and I was getting Adidas first. That really set me off. And then it's crazy how full circle it goes, because now Joe Face is at this time over 10 years ago. So I was 15 or 15 to 17 or 12 years ago. Joe Face is trying to become the Dickies manager, and there's no funds. And I'll get back to the more Tyshawn stuff. Is I was tripping that Tyshawn got on so fast, and I had pretty good footage, and I was I was still in high school, of course, like I said, and but to my mom, I really needed to start like making serious money or like really make skating happen for her to be okay with me just skating all the time. So I was like, didn't know what was happening with Adidas at all. And I had really good footage with Adidas and wearing them. And then Jofe stayed at my house with Jake Johnson. And because he didn't have funds from Dickies yet. And he was just trying to like bring Dickies up. And so what he did for me was he was like, give me your footage. Like, I'll send it to Vans. Maybe you can get on Vans. And he sent it to Jamie Hart. And Jamie Hart was hyped on my footage. And then I told Adidas that. And then they're like, no, we're putting you on. I'm like, oh, that was easy. I'm like, perfect. And then Broadway pull it. But then I told Tyshawn, like, oh, Adidas is like going to put me on. Or no, Vans is down to put me on. And he was like, yeah, you should get on Vans. I'm like, what? We're friends. Like, I want to be on the team with you. Like, I want to go on trips with you. Like, I want, like, what? And then once Adidas found out that Vans was interested, I mean, they didn't say they were going to put me on Vans. They were like, we'll send you shoes, film footage, and we're like open to like introducing you with the footage you create with wearing Vans. And I told Tyshawn that, and he was like, yeah, you should get on Vans. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm so fucking confused right now. Like, I thought we were homies. Like, why would you not want me on Adidas with you? And then, I don't know, things started like, we were like not becoming friends anymore. And then we weren't hanging out as much. And then I remember I back nose bunted Zuccotti and I bumped into him. And then he was really kind of like not hyped that I did that day. And then kind of from there, like after back nose on Zuccotti and then me telling him I was going to stay on Adidas and not get on Vans kind of like made our relationship fall through. I think he didn't like the little bit of competition. Not even that we're like really like, I was really much of the set. We're so different. So I was like really surprised that he wasn't open. I mean, that was my point of view. I could be completely wrong, but this totally did happen. That was definitely the case at the point and at the time. And then like, same thing as time went on, we kept progressing. Like he started skating better spots, and then I'd watch him skate a spot, and then I'd realize that I'm capable of that. So like he skated the Madison Square Garden out rail, and he nose grinded it, and I was like, fuck, that spot is so fucking sick. Like I want to fucking skate that spot. I'm gonna front feeble it, and I front feebled it, and then I front blunted it, and then I remember I like was hanging out with Yasha in New York, and I was like asking him like, what's up with Tyshawn, like why we're not cool, and he's like kind of saying that like Tyshawn wasn't like really into me like skating similar spots as him, and then Yasha would be like, well, Tyshawn, like they're not your spots, like you guys live in the same city. So I think he really just disliked like me just kind of like, I think it's like the same thing of why dogs pee on trees. It's just like, this is my territory. Long story short, you know, it's just like, this is my shit. Like, why are you fucking with my shit? Like,
man, I hate to hear all that because it sounds like you guys started just as close as me and Donald were when we were kids, and then it just grew apart. It's unfortunate.
That was like one of the brands when you asked me like what I'd skate for, is like I would skate for King, but it's like, I think that like the team has people that I unfortunately may not like be able to hang out with all the time, unfortunately. But I want nothing more to have a friendship with him. I still love him. I still love what he's created. I have no hatred toward him at all. He inspires me. His skating is incredible. He's literally like so talented. There could never be another Tyshawn. There's no one. I don't think there could be almost anyone in this world who could do as many tricks he could do over a trash can or over blubba, and then he could still nollie flip crook Banks 9, and he could just do so much. He could skate stairs, and he just looks. I like how he looks on a skateboard. I like tall skateboarders. I like how that looks. I like how like left field he could be with his skateboarding, and he's not. Doesn't specifically skate one thing, and it would be a dream. Imagine like now, like imagine we shared a part again. How cool that would be. Like that, like what could be done, and that's what upsets me. But there's really no hard feelings. Whatever little petty stuff we had when we were younger, I'm so past it. I mean, I even hit up who his team manager is, Marcos. I mean, I was like, yo, like, I'd love to skate the boards. I don't even need money until we could figure something out. Like, I'm totally down to like support. I bought a king board today. That was one of the 3 boards I bought. And
that's real shit right
there.
I
hope I can skate. It's a little shorter than I usually skate. So we'll see how I like it. But other than that, I'm hyped on it. I'm stoked on it. I'm stoked to support him. That's why I'm like stoked about like moving forward. It's nice to like have this flavor skateboard. So yeah.
Bro, how sick would that be? Yeah. Imagine those two, because they
coming back.
They get bucked. Cool. You guys get bucked on similar type tall rails.
I'll tell you a funny story I have a couple funny stories of him. He's a character. He's super funny. I wish I could.
Hold on, let me just say, you went through the history. There was the darkness where you split up, and then you brought it back full circle and said it's all love, and you just bought a board. Do you want to tell a story that might then reverse the good that you just did? If we finish right there, maybe in a couple months you'll be on King.
It's not bad. It's not a bad story. It's not a bad story. It's a funny story of like how he works as a person, and it's like incredible. And that's why I'm like always blown away about what he does. Is it literally like it's just a fact. I'm just stating a fact that has nothing bad. What we were I'm pretty sure the clip's in there for me and him. We skate this blue rail in Connecticut. I kickflip back lipped it. And it's like far drive. Matt Schleier brought us. And like he didn't get a trick on it for some reason. Like I don't know. He like couldn't figure out a trick or something. And we leave the spot. And I kickflip back lipped it. And we go to Wendy's and we're eating food and we're gonna go home. He's like, I want to go back. I'm ready to skate it now. I'm like, bullshit. Like, bro, we were just there for an hour. Like, now you want to skate it? Like, you really gonna do a trick now? And he like went back and just like fucking murdered it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, how? Like, it's funny how he works. It's just super random. Like, I feel like he's the skater that like the right time has to come, and his performance levels changes drastically. And I think that's why people like always see him at the same spots for so long, because it literally takes like this right moment for him to be like, all right, I'm getting off now. And he does, you know, and it's just crazy. It's just cool how his work ethic, I like it. It's super funny. It's like left field, like can just do the gnarliest trick once he feels ready. And that's like, I feel like that's been a lot of his career. It sucks to like not be able to like share successful days with him and like have a dinner with him and like talk about like how we dreamed about being where we're at. And you know, it sucks. It does. It is what it is though. You know, I'm not trying to beg for his friendship. That's why we've been distant. No. It's
yeah, I mean, maybe he hears this and maybe fucking you guys squash it and that would be epic.
I tell Marcos, I was like, please, like, just check out my footage. Like, just like look at it, see if like, cause you know, at the end
it's
of
not
the day,
about the footage, man. That's clearly not the issue.
It's not, I know. But I feel like at the end of the day with him having a business, and I think that I've been really good with selling boards for workshop personally. I think that like at the end of the day with him having a business, it's
for sure. But you guys a good idea. Clearly, I hear what you're saying, but clearly you guys need to go for fucking lunch or dinner or something and just hang out and just, I don't know what's gonna happen.
For sure. 100%.
Hopefully you guys can mend it. So
yeah, 100%. There's always hope. I have hope for sure.
Hell yeah.
Can you tell us about the time you uncapped Zuccotti outledge?
Yeah, unknobbed it. It was sick. I've done it twice actually. Just did it in the middle of the night. Miles Silvis, really loud. Just use a huge hammer and just pow, pow. But what you really have to do is like really important at that situation at night is you have to put like a sweatshirt over it so you can kind of like get the noise calm down. So it's cool to see all the tricks that have gone down after that. Zion Wright got a banger on it yesterday.
Let's go.
Sick. I still haven't gotten the trick. I've been trying to get there, but it's all good. I'm not trying to like rush
Did you
it.
uncap it in front of the police though or something?
I've all the time. Like they've like come up to me. It's not police. It's about like the what's the word I'm looking for? Terrorists, counterterrorism police. So they really don't really care so much. I'd just be like, yo, like this shit, man, important for me to like get a trick on. Like chill, like don't like leave me alone. He's like, I'll get off at like 2 a.m. Like just come back then. I'm like, I bet. Easy.
Hell yeah. We saw the insane nollie tray. You know, we saw the behind the scenes attempts, but what's the story with getting arrested, going to jail? What happened there? What's the full story?
So just I knew I could make it happen at some point, and then there's this guy at the bathroom. He just told me not to skate it. He's gonna call the cops. I'm like, I'm gonna land this shit soon. Like, just call the cops. I don't like whatever. Like, cause it was like right there, and then they pulled up kind of quick. Dude came in hot. I was like, yo, I'm a pro skater. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you are. It doesn't matter to me. I'm like, fuck. All right. Like, this dude really doesn't give a fuck. I'm like, whatever. Like, come back tomorrow. Like, whatever. He's like, don't come back here. And then next day comes, literally the next day. Same dude's at the bathroom, calls the cops again. Dude, same cop comes literally. And he's like, what did I tell you? I'm like, and at this point, like right when he pulls up, I'm sticking the nollie train. I'm sticking it. I'm like, yo, it's like all good. Like one more try. And then he's like, I'm like, what are you gonna do? Give me a ticket? And he's like, what? And then he just threw the cuffs on me. Didn't read me my rights. I tried to be like, oh, I don't have my license, so that he can kind of just like let me go. But he's like, oh, it's just gonna make the process longer. Just took me in. I was like, fuck. I'm like, I'm coming back to get this shit. Like, this dude's bugging out. Like, went back, got that shit. Couldn't be happier. So that was just a story. That was it. Just was relentless. Was acting like I could treat the Miami cop like a New York cop. I feel like New York cops are a little bit cooler with skating, and I think they don't like you being from out of state so much. So he was just showing me that I can't say and do whatever I want. And I learned my lesson. Kind of learned my lesson. I should have just once again just been nice and be like, okay, I'm done. So then I would have been able to do it then and there. So I learned my lessons with being like with being too relentless and being like, what are you gonna do? Give me I shouldn't have said that. That's what really fucked me up. So my mistake.
Hey, that's good, man. You're living and you're learning.
Yes.
Yep. So another epic battle you had, talked about it a bit, the backside flip into the hill bomb in SF. Take us behind the scenes on that one and the backstory on the Thrasher Instagram post.
Yeah, backside flip. It's just something that. So another reason why people don't understand why I was so hyped was it was the only photo I've ever ran in my life that I never landed because I was so confident in landing. So I ran it in a trans world years ago. Like right after my lunatic fringe with Trans World, and I was confident in landing it. Then at that point, leading up to the 7 years, I had kept trying it. I never did it, and then I had dealt with ACL surgery, 2 hip surgeries, and then a severed urethra before I ever landed it. Yeah, it was fucked. And then. I was finishing my Adidas part. I had the back nose went on flushing, and I'm like, dude, like I fucking need something that's like good to end this video with. Like, what am I gonna fucking do? And then I chose the backside flip, Brennan Bill. But it's like funny because like probably like a year prior, I told Brennan Bill to bring me there, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, dude, fuck, this is so gnarly. I'm never gonna land this. I don't even want to ever try this again. Like, fuck this. And then yeah, I went back. I started like getting really close again, like. Probably like a couple months before I actually landed it. And then, yeah, I fucking just made it happen. And I was like super hyped. It took me mad long. And then like that day was crazy because, so like maybe like a week or a month before I landed it, there's some dude on the block working on his car. And then it was like a holiday. So everyone was off. So it was a really bad time to go there. You actually want to go during everyone's working because everyone's, outside the house. And the dude was like, no, bro, like, you're not skating this. Like, you're crazy. Like, I'm like, fuck, like, God, like, this shit. So then the day I landed it, so you take the rail off the wall so like your board doesn't hit the rail like at it, so you have a little bit more distance to pop over it. This fucking guy like put like crazy glue, like shoe goo all over the bolts. So I had to razor blade all of that off to get the skate tool on the rail to take the rail off. And then like 20 minutes into trying, I'm like, every time I go there, and I had a horrible heel bruise, and every time I went there, I just literally get so close, and that's why I was like never landing it. And then some person, I don't know if it's old, some person threw a glass bottle at the homie Poober, and there's glass all over the landing now. And that right then and there, I was like, I am fucking landing this shit. And I think it was like maybe 4 tries after the glass bottle being thrown, I landed it. And I was like, it was just one of those moments like, I can't fucking believe I'm fucking riding away. And it's definitely one of like probably one of the only tricks in my life that like has a long lasting, vivid memory of me just like crossing the street from riding away backwards and then just laying on the ground and just being like, yo, like I'm really like a football field away from the spot right now because I landed it clean. Like this is fucking crazy. Like I'm really here right now. Like I don't think I regret screaming. I really don't care how people feel about it. I was like just a monumental moment for myself, and it was super, just biggest confidence boost. Like holy shit! Like if you really want to make something happen, you can really do it. So it was just like fucking amazing moment.
That's
hell yeah.
That's
Thank
dope,
you.
Man.
What was good with the Thrasher post?
What about it? They posted it. Oh, Julia Roberts like it.
Yeah.
That's fire.
That's probably one of the only posts she's liked since following them, I bet. I don't know. I could be wrong, but she liked that shit.
There you go, bro. Yo, we've all had those moments where it just seems like the world is against us, man. Yeah. Tell us about the time where, in your opinion, you were robbed of first place in X Games Real Street.
No, not first place, second. Just because they showed me online that I was 8% better than Matt. So I was like, how did 3 people decide that 8% is like how could I be 8% better by the world, by a fan favorite, like by the world, and then 3 judges agree that I got third? I was like bummed. I was like, dude,
you got third. You got robbed of second.
Yeah, second. I think that I like Matt. We're actually really good friends, but personally, I feel like he should have got third. I should have got second. Milton got first because Milton did way better percent on fan favorite. I was just like, who the fuck are these judges? I wouldn't have grinded that kink rail otherwise. I just thought that was like the. Also, another thing, honestly, if I knew, I probably would have used the back nose blunt to straight on flushing. I had it on ice for my Adidas part, but I was like, nah, use the one to fakie. Like I'm not giving everything up. I was like, I would have resorted the whole shit. I had footy on ice. I was just like, I can't. Adidas is down to give me a part. Like I gotta save the good shit. Like they're the reason why.
You did the right thing. Mm-hmm. Nothing's
thank you.
To regs or fakie, it might not have made a difference.
No hard feelings to Matt. He's my boy, and I don't want him to think that I did better at skating than him or whatnot. I just seen what people said, and I was like, if that's the truth, like statistically through the whole world, then why would I not have gotten second? That was my point of view. Could be wrong. All good. It's in the past. I still made 15 bands out of that shit. All good.
That's all that fucking matters, man.
Yeah, fuck it.
So, bro, we know you're locked in when you're trying to get these clips, but you also expect everyone involved, whether it be the filmer or photographer, to be locked in as well. Can you tell us about the time you yelled at your main man, Brendan, for yawning?
That shit is so funny. I was getting so pissed, bro. I actually ended up landing that trick. It was the Vixen Back Tail on Beach Channel. I actually landed it so quick, but I was just like, bro, I'm like, is this shit not that sick? Am I not supposed to be big spin back tailing? I was like, bro, you gotta stop fucking yawning. And then I yelled at him for yawning. That was actually really funny. I forgot about that. That was super funny. We went and got a nice dinner after that though, so everything's all good. He's one of my favorite people. I love him. He's a super supportive friend. He's a huge asset to me. Nothing but hospitality at his home in SF. Wouldn't have landed the backside flip. He stuck with me. He's been there every single time for 7 years.
Well, just so the people know, he said he was sick and that's why he was yawning. But, you know what I'm saying? Frankie needs his boys locked in.
I need him locked in. He needs to be hyped. I need him to be like, woo, you got that shit.
Yeah. You need them uplifting filmers and photographers, man.
Dude, for real. It does mean a lot to me. That's why I'm super thankful for the friends I have. The friends that came to Boston for my ender. That was super cool. I couldn't have done it without them.
So you're an avid social media guy doing your things. You like to drop the driving selfie these days, sometimes getting philosophical on the people.
For sure.
Dropping gems such as always move for ambulance. It's important AF.
That's a fact.
Just reminding the people.
That is a fact.
I hate when people just act like they don't have to get out the way. Just so I've been in one. And I'm like, when I was in one, I was like, dude, I'm going to die, for sure. And then I feel like being in that situation makes you be like, the person in there really might be thinking they're going to die. Let them get to the hospital. So that's
a good public service announcement. But what's gotten into you? Where's this philosopher coming from? The driving selfie philosopher, Frankie Spears. I
guess I just drive so much, and I just always think about stuff, and I'm just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna put this out there real quick. And I guess it kind of just started people do love it sometimes. Maybe some people don't. I think one of the funniest ones I've had was after COVID started slowing down, I was like, PSA, traffic is back. And then traffic reposted it, skateboards, and they're like, we never left.
Oh, that's funny.
That was my favorite one. So that was a good one. They're like, we never left. I'm like, word. That shit is funny.
Can you tell us the story of challenging Gino to a game of skate and the follow-up 10 years later?
Yeah, he was at the skate park and Joe Face told me he was pro, so I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna beat him in skate.
You didn't know who he was? You didn't know who Gino Iannucci was?
Nah, I was 10. I just wanted to beat him in skate. I beat a pro in skate. Bro, I used to be so weird as a kid. I used to look up pro skaters or see if they had a pro skater named Frankie or the same birthday as me, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll be pro. We got the same birthday. We got the same name. Just weird shit. Just make me anything to make me believe I can make something happen as a kid. So I was just like, oh, if I beat him in skate, then I'm really good at skating. I beat a pro skater. Just weird stuff. Kind of just.
So what happened? Did he play you?
Yeah, he played me. Yeah, I probably beat him. He probably just wasn't trying, but he played me in skate. So.
No, you did beat him. You did beat him.
I think so. I could be wrong, but I probably did. He probably didn't try though.
But what?
And I probably did pressure flips. I was into pressure flips as a kid.
Do you remember the follow-up 10 years later?
I don't.
Okay, well, this was another one from
Joe Fate?
I think this one was from Joe. All your homies hooked us up. Sorry if I'm forgetting, but thank you to everyone. But the story goes, you challenged him as a kid, you beat him, and then 10 years later you went up to him and you're like, hey, do you remember me? I beat you in skate.
I'm dead. Yeah, I used to be probably. Shit. Yeah, I used to say some shit.
I used to say some shit.
I still do.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Crazy.
You gotta let him know, eh?
Yeah, for sure. He's a great guy. He was sending me poets before Dickies, and that shit got me hyped. He's fucking legend. Dope. Gino's sick.
Hell yeah. So we hear your cousins with none other than the infamous John Gotti. Is that true? What's the story there? What's the relation?
My dad's cousin married Victoria. They're no longer together, but yes, I do see them a lot. They're cool kids. The three of them. They live in Long Island. Just really, really funny, really odd. I have funny stories of them, and definitely spent a lot of time at their house. And yeah, it's funny. It's crazy to see John Gotti's daughter from time to time. It's quite insane. Yeah, we're related. like through my dad, like through marriage, really. I mean, or kind of. I mean, my dad's cousin's kids, so not like too close. But I mean, I spent a lot of time with them growing up for sure, and still talk to them. Yeah, he's a scary guy. Yeah, actually, the Jeep I have now was like left in her driveway for like mad long before. It's crazy. Their house is mad. Her house is beautiful. Yeah.
So, what's next for Frankie Spears, man? Honeymoon's done. You're working on something new. Free agent, board sponsor. Like, what's the plan from here on out?
Well, right now, 3 weeks no weed. I'm just trying to get a thrasher cover. Just work really hard. Yeah, no, I'm really hyped. It's like I'm like really trying to get that done. I think once I get that done, I'm gonna roll a fat joint. So that's it. Just get a thrasher cover and smoke a joint, and just enjoy the fruits of my labor. Really, that's it. Hopefully, get a board sponsor and just be happy and just like kind of like stop caring about what people think about me so much. I do kind of get a little into it too much. I definitely have some trolls. Gilbert Crockett's friends like to troll me. I kind of get tired of that shit, but I'm trying to get over it. I'm like, but I'd rather be trolled about skateboarding than some other bullshit. So I'm like, whatever. It's like not the biggest deal. Clearly I'm doing something right. And I also realize like I'm only being trolled because I landed a trick. I'm like, I guess there's really no shame in that.
Nah, man. This is just my opinion, but I think anyone that doesn't like you or is trolling you, I think if they watch this or listen to this, I think they'll come out liking you more because we didn't know you at all, but I'm pretty sure I could speak for Dono and Jay behind the scenes. You're one of a kind. You're a funny dude, but you have
really
a good heart.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. I thank you guys for choosing me for the season out of the whole team. I mean, I'm sure hopefully there's some other teammates who are going to be on the podcast, but I appreciate you choosing me first, clearly, because the video just came out. And it means a lot. I do. I'm grateful for it.
Up, dog.
No, thank you. It means a lot, and I was a little overwhelmed about doing this, but I'm happy that you guys were so open arms and kind and generous towards me, and are very just very like just not like just what I'm trying to say. I don't know. Just open arms. That's it. Whatever. Just super smooth.
Happy to have you here, man.
Thank you. I'm happy to be
you came on, and I think this might be the earliest we've ever invited someone to a Bunt Jam a year, almost a whole year in advance. But we're gonna need you to pull up to the next Bunt Jam, man. So we got to kick it. We got to skate.
Is that what Zion say?
That's it.
Yeah,
I was thinking about it. I'm here.
That's the
I'm
one.
There.
I think we're gonna need you at the Bunt Jam, man, because you're a funny guy and an extremely talented skateboarder.
Can Nipsey come?
Of course.
All day.
I feel the heat from here.
Yo, it's Rapid Fire with the Ghost, and this week we're honored to be brought to you by Crooked Skateboards. The time is finally here. Andrew Wilson has his name on 2 pro boards. That's right, the man's pro. He's got an 8.5 popsicle with black ply siding, an egg shape, a shirt, beanie, shorts, and crew neck capsule, all hitting your local shops right now. And with a new part by his brother Johnny dropping on Crooked's YouTube, Andrew is coming out swinging, joining these pro ranks. We're gonna need to go behind the scenes on that "oh my god dude" ledge from John's vid. Drew, get on the pod, you get me? I think it's time, bro.
All right, Frankie. You know what time it is, blood. Little rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Let's go. I'm ready.
Saying you ready?
I'm ready.
Favorite skater?
iShot.
Favorite video?
Minefield.
Favorite video part?
An iShot part. It's hard to say specific. His real since day one part. How about that? That inspired me. So there you go.
Hell yeah. Favorite style?
Favorite style. I mean, I want to say Dylan Reeder.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Which skater had the biggest influence on the way you skate?
I think it's a hybrid between iShot and Tyshawn.
Nice. Most talented skateboarder on planet Earth?
I think I'm gonna give it between Jamie and Tyshawn. I'm sorry, I can't give one. It's both of those. I think they're both extremely. I think they both, front crooking El Toro and then Tyshawn's pop is just two things that are just like, who knows when we're gonna see that again?
Yeah, real shit.
I mean, we do got I forget how to say her name, Mom G. She could front crook a 16. That's fucked. So props to her. I seen them at a dinner for honeymoon together. It was like an iconic moment. So
Yes, bro.
Favorite trick?
Favorite trick, back nose once.
Hardest trick for you?
Fucking big spin back tails, man. I fucking hate that shit. I was struggling.
You doing them all the time, man.
Bro, I tried for like an hour and a half, 2 hours at the outledge that I skated in Berlin, Germany on my last Instagram post that I like back nose bunted and fakey front blunted. I was struggling, but yeah, I think that's like the hardest trick for me.
There's no tricks you actually can't do?
Oh, I mean, it's like a trick that I could do that I just, when I tried, it's really fucking hard. But tricks that I can't
That's
do,
a trick you
cannot
do.
do, pop. But it's the same thing. It's kind of similar, but I cannot pop shove it. It's weird. I cannot pop shove it. I can only do a switch, but I can big spin back tail, but it's not the same thing. Cannot pop shove it. So that's your answer.
That's a good one. Now we're back.
Most illegal trick?
Most illegal trick? I fucking hate pressure flips. Suck. Trash. Don't want to see them.
Favorite clip you've ever gotten?
Favorite clip? I think there's 3 of them, but I guess the top would be. Fuck. I mean, can I say this? Just the 3? There's 3 of them. I mean, they're like my favorite. Back nose bunt, flushing, nollie train, a triangle, and the backside flip. Those are my 3 favorite.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
That's a banger.
Worst trend you've been a part of?
Maybe Vulcan pants.
That's awesome.
Gnarliest trick you've ever witnessed?
Gnarly shit. Jamie's latest gap to rail grind. You guys are gonna see it.
I gotta see this.
I think it might be you'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
What's the one trick that got away?
Oh, kickflip back nose one Zuccotti, but I'm going back for it. That's why I knobbed
What's
it.
Zuccotti?
The outledge.
The one that Kareem just did Smith
correct.
frontside flip?
Yeah, I got close to kickflip back nose one in 3 tries the first time I went there, and then every time it's kind of just been like a mental battle of me trying it.
What's the last new trick you learned?
Last new trick I learned, I want to say maybe oh fuck! I feel like I mean, what I remember, I know that there's something in front of that, but back 180 switch front crook, or something like alley oop.
Nice. Dream job after skating?
Luxury car sales.
Oh, sick.
Favorite local brand?
Poets is local.
That's
It might might be good for business and be a sponsor, but I like Gino, so sorry, Joe. I like Dickies too.
You love Dickies.
I love Dickies.
We love Dickies.
We love Dickies. Do. Yeah,
yeah. Shouts to Dickies. Honeymoon, Joe, you killed it.
Joe killed it.
Favorite local skater?
Favorite local skater? There's this, my homie Leo. No one's gonna know who he is, but my homie Leo Mast. I don't know how to say the last name. He's sick. He's getting back into skating again. Oh, and then there's James Ramirez. He switched foot back tail flushing. Legend.
Damn.
Multiple times. And big spin out and switch back tail kickflip.
Wow. What's the one sponsor you regret riding for?
Fuck. I feel like a dick saying this. I'm sorry. Shut. New York City. I'm sorry.
All good. Favorite teammate ever?
Favorite teammate ever? Jamie Foy.
Worst teammate ever?
Worst teammate ever? Fucking Lem Villeman. He's not on Adidas anymore.
Oh shit! Is there a story with that one? A quick one?
Yeah. He just brought a shorty back to the hotel while I was fake asleep. I was tight.
Oh.
It sucks. And I had to piss. So I had to act like I didn't have to piss. But it's all good. It's all in the past. It doesn't matter.
Worst company.
Oh, Paulo Peralta.
Oh, they OG, man. You gotta respect the OGs.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be bad because it's like bone Swiss. I'm sorry, Vern.
Hey, shouts Vern, man.
Shout out Vern.
Me and Donald are flying around on our Swiss these days.
He really fucked with me. He's given me so many Swiss ads. I think I've had 3 Swiss ads, which is crazy.
Hell yeah. Worst trend.
Think like just like too baggy pants, like too overdone, like baggy. I don't fuck with that shit. It's just like I just feel like it's not real. I feel like if someone didn't start that, it wouldn't have could been continued. I think it's just unnecessary. Just the right amount of baggies. Cool.
Worst style.
Fuck, dude. I feel like a scumbag because he always likes my shit, but I'm sure I'm not the only person to say it on it. But Jeff
Don't do it to my boy, man. I think this season we might have to forbid people from coming at Jeff.
Is that what everyone says?
Yeah, people come at Jeff.
I like him. I think he's really good at skating. I watch his stuff myself. I just I didn't know that. I didn't know you could skate so long and it could not get any better. I didn't know that. Like, you think like his kickflip at some point would flick. Just always down. Always down.
Bro, we got no words for you.
He's an amazing skater, though. Inward heel, Hollywood.
Jeff is Bunt gang for
That's
life,
crazy.
man. That fool came to the Bunt Jam and put on for the city.
I know.
Shout out Jeff once on.
He wears a Jew Unit shirt.
All the time.
Frankie, last but not least, man, before we get you out of here, who's the last person you want on the sesh?
I'm trying to think of times where I'm like, fuck, this person's here. I'm like so bummed this person's here. Dude, no, I can't say that.
Oh, we're close.
Wait, can it be a filmer?
Yeah. Well, we know them.
Yeah, of course. Nah, I can't say it because he's homies with my homies. I can't do that. Fuck. Just give me a second. I'm sorry. Because I would down to say that person, but I can't. It's fucked up. They're a good person. Shit. Joe Kasushi.
The kill shot, man.
Yo, man, them came down from the deep thought.
Yeah.
I would never want him on the sesh anymore.
We hear that now.
Oh,
Frankie came through and absolutely killed it, man. I appreciate your time and congrats on your honeymoon part, man. And can't wait to see what's next.
Donald, thanks for bringing up honeymoon again. I almost forgot to call you out, but you redeemed yourself in the same 4 seconds. Switch tray, lip to regular.
Oh, you don't like that?
One of the worst. I hate that trick so much.
But you like the switch.
You did it, and I was like, fuck out of here. And then you ran it back to switch, and I was like, that's my guy. You got to come on the pod. No,
so
actually, Mason Silva told us to get you on. So
Mason Silva.
Yeah.
The man behind
fucking
this.
Dead. He is like one of my first viewers on my stories pretty frequently. Yeah. I didn't.
He's a fan.
He is a fan. Thank you,
That's
Mason.
awesome.
I'm a fan too. I appreciate it. That's very nice.
People like your stories, man.
Thank you.
Keep that car shit going because,
I'll try my
people
best.
might
yeah.
joke about it, but they love it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Welcome back to the post office, brought to you by our good friends over at Dickey's Skateboarding. Quality workwear since 1922. From the work site to the streets. Ain't nobody keep you fitted like Dickey's, man. All right, Ghost, who we got up first?
All right, bruv. First up, little email from Jim Booth. What's up, Bunt Boys? Growing up, we had a guy in our crew who was notorious for mispronouncing names. Day one song was Day We On Song. Cairo Foster was Care E.O. Foster. There's no convincing him he was saying their names wrong. Who was/is the worst offender in your crew? Assuming Dono, i.e. Hajalte, but maybe I'm wrong. Much love from Detroit.
Dude, over the years, my fear of pronouncing names to start an interview is just getting worse and worse. Like, even the easy names are hard for me. Like Keelan or Kellen Dad, Nicole House, Nicole Haas, everything makes me question. Like, every name is tough now. I hate it.
But with Keelan, like, we went over it multiple times at the start. We figured it out, and then halfway through the interview, you start saying Keelan again.
Because I'm like, is Keelan how we went over it? Or is it Kellen? I don't fucking know, dude. So obviously this email is just trying to chirp me. So Jim Booth, you made your point, dog.
Donald's up there, but I would say a close rival, maybe even worse than you growing up was...
What do you mean maybe? Of course he was worse. Like, mine's just getting worse. Like, when we were kids, he was the worst.
Yeah. Okay, so Noah Tynes, Toronto legend. He used to call Mosaic Mosiac. And when we went to the premiere at Shred, kept talking about, we're going to see Mosiac. Again, like your buddy, couldn't convince him he was wrong. Paul McNoud, or Paul Machnew, all types of pronunciations. Shout out Noah T.
All right, next up, we've got an email from Eli Katz. Hey Ghost, when the second song of your Stuck Up Kids part kicked in, I had to rewatch True Detective Season 1. What did you think about Season 4, and what shows are y'all watching lately? Much love from Arizona. Is Season 4 the one they're like in Alaska or somewhere? That one sucked, bro. I couldn't even finish that shit. With the frozen bodies in the ice, like, it started off good and then it just tailed off.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was, entertaining, but if you're comparing it to Season 1, it's not even in the same stratosphere. I don't blame you for stopping to watch that. Like, especially when I finished it and I started reading online, all the pointing out every little thing that made no sense. I'm like, damn, that was actually even worse than I thought. But Season 1, all-time greatness. Right now, I'm so excited. 2 of my favorite shows of the last handful of years got Season 2s coming. That's Arcane on Netflix, League of Legends. No?
No.
And Squid Game, Season 2 coming soon.
That would be hype. I feel like the people are ready for Squid Games. I'm not even watching TV right now, man. I just watch, those type of shows. Just watch reality TV. It's pathetic, but it's easy watching, man.
Buzz, you gotta watch Arcane. I'm also, did you watch Severance? I think.
No.
I'm waiting for Season 2 of that. There's a lot of bangers, but you know me, always on my Korean things, bro.
Bro, the best TV show is the NHL right now. That's what everybody should be watching. The Toronto Maple Leafs still winning without Austin Matthews getting the job done.
All right, whatever you say. Next up, we got an email from Jake Martin. What's up, guys? Loving the season so far. What is your all-time favorite, most funny episode yourselves? Like that we like. I love the Jake Phelps one where you guys almost instantly start laughing. It's epic. JP Souza is another great one. Cheers, keep it up.
Dude, JP Souza wasn't a really good one. Probably one of the funniest guys in person and on the pod. Yeah, you named it, like Jake Phelps coming at us in the intro, obviously. Legend.
Us, he came at you, dog. Another mispronunciation. No, you pronounced his nickname right, but you weren't.
Isn't it pronunciation?
Oh, you might have gone.
Yeah, might have. I think it's fucking pretty clear. Brad Cromer, obviously. Didn't know what to expect. We were super hyped to get him on, and then he blew expectations out of the water with that one. Absolutely hilarious. And then, last week, Riley Pavey, fucking funniest man in the game right now. Check out his Street League Mic'd Up, his followed by Pocket Skate Mag, and obviously, if you didn't listen to the pod last week, fuck, you're tripping, man. Riley Pavey, it's funny to get.
Yeah, we're in an Airbnb in Melbourne right now, and we're trying to save water.
You're trying to save water.
Just kidding.
All right, next up, we've got an email from Zombie40Cal. I just wouldn't put your fucking name. What's up, fellas? I love the show and enjoy listening to it with my son. He loves the show too, and he is 13 and started skating a year ago, and I jumped back into it with him. We live in Mississippi, and skating is very rare, and he doesn't have any friends that skate, so it's up to dad to be his skate buddy, and I don't mind that at all, of course. As a parent, I don't understand how parents consented to letting their kids go on skate trips with a team they little know about. My question is, would you guys let your kids go on a skate trip like some of the ones in the stories the skaters tell? I would be in jail if I found out about the hazing done to my kids, like what Hardy endured. Also, what other podcasts do you recommend for skate content? Thanks for your work and keep them coming. Much love from Mississippi, you dig? Bro, you gotta let the kids go, man. Like, they're gonna go through this shit anyways. They're gonna go through it at school. They're gonna go through it with their friends as teenagers. Like, everybody has that point in life where they're doing the making fun of and they're getting made fun of. You have to be able to take both. Like, it's just gonna happen. Skate trips are awesome for kids. You grow up and you learn how to get it. You know how to act when you're on skate trips. You gotta let them go, man. When we were kids, I don't know why our parents would let us just take the subway downtown for the whole fucking day to do God knows what. But they did, and I'd like to think that we turned out somewhat all right.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Like you said, it's gonna happen at school or at summer camp. You can't like shield your kids from the real world forever. And I think, of course, there's some horrible stories and some hazing shit, but for every one of those, I'd like to think that 100 trips are like the best trip and one of the most memorable moments for that kid, and help them grow up. Like skating, I mean, you skate, so you know that shit makes you grow up a little quicker, get your street smarts up and all that. I think it's a good thing, man. Just seeing the world at a young age just gives you a bigger appreciation for it.
And it's obviously harder for you as a parent because you're a skateboarder and you kind of know what happens behind the scenes. It might be a little bit easier for our parents who had no idea what was going on.
But what was going on? Nothing. We were just fucking being little shits, but like, it's not like we were going and smoking crack in alleyways or anything.
Thanks for clarifying that.
I know, but I'm just saying it's not, it's like...
No, you're just getting into little fucking trouble. You're fucking fighting each other. You're maybe having a beer, sneaking into a bar, like getting Jimbo to sneak you into the strip club at a young age. Like, it's harmless, man.
Yeah. We weren't even bad though until like we were like all turning 19. Like we weren't like drinking beers young. Like,
no, we just wanted to watch skate videos and go to fucking demos and skate parks and moving around.
Let him go. Well,
set him free, man. I mean, he's 13, so he got some years. But what one of our friends' dads did is he took us on the skate trips when we were youngest. And that kind of set the stage. Shout out Alan Johnson, Aiden Johnson's pops would drive us, man. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
Be that dad.
Be that dad.
Be that dad. Be the cool dad.
All right, next up, we've got a voice note from Eric. Let's take a listen.
Yo, Bunt boys. Greetings from down here in Jacksonville, Florida. Can I just get a shout out to my man, Grayson Fletcher? If this guy does not get Skater of the Year, it is highway robbery. Day after day after day, this guy killing himself with these tricks. Nobody up in the big level is Grayson. What y'all think?
Bro, I thought they cleaned up the bath salt situation down there in Florida, but we got one guy still on him, man. Like, Grayson who, bro? No disrespect, but you gotta be on something. The medicinal, that crack you were just talking about in the alleys. Now, you're the only man in the world throwing Grayson Fletcher's hat in there. Obviously, no disrespect to him. Kills it, top-notch skater, but it's clearly a two-man race.
You just pulled the classic Stephen A. Smith, where you say no disrespect and then say something hella disrespectful.
That's what the saying no disrespect is for. Like, that is insane. Grayson Fletcher for Skater of the Year.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's Foy or Tiago. Let's get to the fucking end of this shit.
Bro, yo, don't forget about Elijah. He's been dropping some fucking little bangers here.
It's coming down to the New Balance video. Days away. Let us have it.
Don't disrespect Elijah. We gotta see Elijah, what he's been cooking up.
I hope he saves it for next year.
It's go time, man.
You have anything to say about that?
No.
I took care of it.
No. It's clear local bias. Maybe he's friends with him, and I don't know what made him think that made any sense whatsoever, but Grayson Fletcher is not winning Skater of the Year, my guy.
Now or ever.
So extra today.
Next up, this motherfucker's trying to get us. We got an email from Bend Over. You bend over your damn self, bro. What's good, bunters? After hearing about Riley's Chase Webbism at the bar with the actress, it got me thinking. Has anyone ever come at you guys pissed in the DMs because another skater put them on their rapid fire list or talked about them on your pod? How often do you have to edit out a story of someone going in a little too hard on a skater? Enjoy the show, and keep that shit up, have fun down under.
Bend over, eh?
Nice try. I'm fucking wise to this shit now, man. Yeah, we edit shit all the time. Honestly, we edit what me and Seifa say more than the skaters probably nowadays because we get a little too comfortable in front of the camera. Obviously, the classic like OG story is Chima calling out Pizza Skateboards and then there being a little bit of a rivalry on Instagram going back and forth. But Pizza's, are they done now?
I don't know. You called out the other homie too.
Who?
The Triple OG who did a demo, Aiden Snake
or
something.
Yeah. He was not happy. I received a phone call from California for that one. But you can't shy away from that shit, man. Who else has been pissed at us, man? Oh, the obvious. Your ongoing feud that hopefully we put to bed at some point.
It's not ongoing. Has anything happened?
No, but that's right. Yeah, I mean, you guys haven't settled it. But nah, just minor shit, man. Regular skate shit. The 95% of the people out there love the beef and the back and forth and keeps it interesting, you know?
All right, next up, we got an email from post office regular Jamal Jones. What up, Bump Boys? It's your man's Jay Jones back in the post office. I have a question and asking for advice. When you started skating, did you first push Mongo or with your back foot? I have a 3-year-old son who skates every day. He truly loves skating in his soul. Hopefully, clips attached. But he started pushing Mongo and still pushes Mongo. How do I get him to push with his back foot, or should I just ignore it and let him switch on his own? Fuck, dude, he's 3.
He's 3? Just let him push,
Everyone
dude.
grows out of Mongo eventually.
Let him live, man.
Maybe when he's 5, get him to switch it up or something. But at 3 years old, I would just be so hyped that my kid's skating.
Well, what do you expect the kid to be doing, man? Like, he's just learning. Yeah. Give him a set. Yeah. We done with that one? That's pretty self-explanatory. I guess send him to skate boot camp at 3 years old. All right, next up, we've got an email from Dan Hudson. What's up, Seifa and Donovan? A lot of people have written in about what the best interviews were and what the funniest moments were, but I don't think this one has come up. But to me, the best interview with the funniest moments has to be the Fred Gall interview. I still re-listen to that one every so often, and in my opinion, hands down, the funniest moment is Fred Gall's Cambodia story about him jumping into firefighter mode to save the monks from the burning Montessori. What the fuck you call it? How do you read that shit, man?
Monastery.
That's pretty close. Seifa's laugh is so damn infectious when Fred goes, "Yo, get the fuck out of here. All the women and children." Classic. Maybe get Freddie back on for interview number 2, see what the man has been up to lately. Anyways, hope all is well going into the dreadful winter season. And always much love and respect from the #1 city in America, Detroit, Michigan. I added that.
Nice. Well, we're in Melbourne right now, not at home, and hopefully it's not freezing back there, but it's definitely colder than it is here. So we good on that. What was the question?
Just like funniest moments. Dude, there's so many. It's so hard to pick. Like, one that just came to my mind was Ryan Smith. We had some fucking epic laughs in the Ryan Smith one.
The money's on the East
Coast. Y'all got to make stickers, man. Sinner, double headlock. Absolutely epic. Man, we have 7 years of hilarious memories.
Yeah, fuck. I feel like it's always the same ones that come up. Like the one he mentioned, all-time great, obviously Brad Cromer.
That is like, Fred Gall is the funniest interview.
Yeah, Brad Cromer and the cake.
That's it, man. We don't need to complicate this shit. It's Fred Gall, Brad Cromer, and then like a 40-way tie for third place.
So Mitch Barrett had his moments.
Hugo Ballack with the lottery ticket.
Yeah, crying.
Yeah.
Thinking he was about to retire. All right, last up for this week, we got an email from Cody Harrison. What up, boys? Hope you guys are enjoying Australia. So our Raptors aren't looking so hot these days, but I have hope for the future. Also, Seifa saying dick stroking from 3 is crazy. Do you guys have any predictions for this season? I'm personally impressed with how the Cavs are playing, and I'm predicting them to at least make the conference final. Anyways, thanks for everything you guys do. Cody from Barrie, Ontario.
Predictions. You been watching basketball?
Not too much.
Oh, we're just
Couple
fucking
games.
NFL fans now, man.
The NBA regular season lost its luster to me, man. After like the pandemic season, just the amount of rest and shit. Like I don't get into it until closer to the end of the season. But playoffs, I lock in. But yeah, I mean, I check the standings and shit. I know what's going on.
Is that in-season tournament going on again? That was kind of cool little wrinkle they said. Man, I just think that hopefully the OKC Thunder and SGA take that next step. And obviously the league's in good hands with Anthony Edwards.
Chet Holmgren got hurt today. Hopefully not bad, but that's a huge blow to
Yeah, it sucks for them.
the Western Conference Finals favorite, or mine at least. But couple fun things has been the Cavs 11-0 as of now, and really was not expecting Golden State 7-2.
What about the Phoenix Suns? KD went down for a bit.
KD's out for at least 2 weeks, but yeah, 8-1's nice for them too. I expected them to be good though. I just thought the Warriors, like they've got some nice. They've just beat Boston the other day. Like they're fucking randomly just nice. A lot of depth.
Yeah. All right, y'all. That's gonna wrap up this week's version of the Post Office. Get your emails, voice notes, and videos into the buntlive@gmail.com.
There you are, laying in a trash can just outside Manchester, England. Your life as a condom was quick, dirty, and ended just outside a pub named the Old Nag's Head. This was not at all what you expected when you were produced and wrapped in a glossy plastic with a cool print on top. After a few days of self-reflecting humiliation, the trash can is emptied and poured into a garbage truck. You close your small condom eyes, and even though the road is bumpy, you are able to fall asleep. As you wake up, you feel different. You are hard, stiff, and black. Due to great recycling in England, you have been reused and reproduced into an ice hockey puck. Talk about a life-changing banger. You know it. You're on a plane heading west, and that's where you land. LA, baby. As you were dropped on the ice, you realize everyone is watching you. It's the last period of Game 7, the Kings against the Rangers. It's a tight game, goals firing from both sides. But as the ice dust settles, the Kings have won. You have never been kissed before. Apparently, there was no time for that outside the Old Nag's Head in Manchester. But here in LA, everyone wants to kiss you. And as the kissing is done, you are given as a gift to none other than photographer Atiba Jefferson. He took the best picture of the final goal. And now you're on a shelf in his house next to every cool Supreme toy the world has ever seen. Look at me now, Manchester. Look at me now. Who inspired England to build one of the greatest recycling systems in the world that can even turn a condom into an ice hockey puck? You know who did. CHPO did. doing it for the people, condoms, and pucks.
This is the rundown, the skateboard world source for sports. Let's get it popping, man. We are going to jump right back into the Joe Flacco versus Anthony Richardson saga. Any update this week?
Let's keep it moving, man.
Let's keep it moving. The Chiefs are 9-0, just barely squeaked by the Denver Broncos with a block kick at the end of the game. The Chiefs going up against the Bills next week, and then after that, the schedule gets a little bit later. We could potentially see a run the table here. And they don't even seem that good, but clearly they're just winning.
Dude, so many games this year, barely winning. There's no way they run the table, man. I just don't think they can score as easily as they used to be able to. Their defense, like today, saving them, bailing them out. They barely beat Tampa that had no Godwin and Mike Evans last week. They had to go to OT. I'm loving it. You know, I've fucked with the Chiefs. But I'm also not worried after what they did last year. Like, you know, when the playoffs start, they always figure out a way, and this year they're doing the same thing. But
you don't think they'll just figure out a way the rest of the season?
What, go 17-0 and then no?
Bro,
I don't think so. Dude, they almost
the
just
Denver
lost
Broncos.
to Denver.
Yeah, but they're a good team now.
Yeah.
With a great defense. They're winning games as well.
You think they're gonna go 17-0?
Obviously, eventually you slip up, but I mean,
today
these
was the
guys are
slip up.
locked in. That's
crazy
what I
thing.
mean. To get that block kick to win the game that's what like good teams do. They just find that little way to win. And next up with the Bills, I'm excited to see the Bills play them. Another team that like I feel like has been better in years past, but they're just veterans now, so they found a way. Like Josh Allen not having like the crazy seasons like he has before, but like their record is probably better than it's been in the past.
Yeah, and like 2 turnovers on the year. He's cleaned it up.
That's probably the most shocking step. The NFC North. For years, the Packers walked to victory. Now belongs to the Detroit Lions. Can Minnesota or the Packers challenge the Lions, or is it the Lions to take?
Lions all day, man.
Easy, right?
Sonic and Knuckles, Sun God, your boy Goff, who you said MVP before the season started, which I thought you were crazy. I mean, I don't think he's gonna win it, but
why not?
He is top 3 still.
The problem is like they're winning and he's playing great. The stat about him and Amon-Ra not dropping a connection since September is insane. He just doesn't have to do so much to win, especially with Sonic and Knuckles. But he could be the MVP.
But that's what makes it harder. It's not his fault at all. He just has a great team.
Exactly. So who is the MVP?
That's tough, yo. Honestly,
if they go 17-0, how do you not give Mahomes the MVP, even though he's not playing great?
Yeah, that's the tough one where it's record or performance. I feel like right now performance. I know there's probably voter fatigue, but Lamar is on one. Just beat the Bengals in that barn burner of a Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Got lucky like Mahomes sitting on the sidelines. That's the worst when you lose those ones sitting there at the end. Like
just helpless, like Tom Brady did to him.
All those flags that didn't come out.
3 face masks in one play. Has there ever been a better, worse team than the Bengals?
Yo, that's a good question.
Like scoring 30 plus points in multiple losing efforts is.
But yeah, because we're talking about one side of the ball. Like
the other side is god awful. They
fucking
can't stop anything.
Trash.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say Lamar for performance right now, and then Mahomes if you're leaning into record more. And then your boy Josh Allen. You always want Josh Allen to win, but who do you want to win this year?
I feel like
Goff or Allen?
I want Goff to win. I feel like Goff's deserving. He's been through so much. To revive the Detroit Lions in itself, he's getting a statue. Him and Dan Campbell are getting that whole team. Sonic, Knuckles, Sun God, they're gonna be on the all out front of that stadium. But you can't argue with Lamar. If Joe Burrow had a better record, he would be the MVP.
His numbers are
because without him, that team absolutely stands 0 chance.
But yo, starting 0-3 and losing to the fucking Patriots to start the year was so fun.
They're giving up the points. Like the defensive coordinator needs to be fired. They obviously need improvements on defense. The offense is fine. clearly. Like, they're doing this without T. Higgins half the time. He's played like 2 games. So I guess Lamar, front runner for MVP. Hopefully Goff catches up, because I would love for that prediction.
Yeah, what do you think the Lions look like? No, the picks are all the same. The team's exactly the same, but you put Matthew Stafford back on that team.
I think they're a little bit better. Like years past, like I think Goff has a longer run to go, but like in the last 2-3 years, and maybe the next 2-3, barring injury.
Yeah, just
course,
right now, just swap them.
I think Matt
today.
Stafford's a better quarterback. A little bit looser and a little bit likes to throw the ball. Goff is very much a game plan type guy.
It is just nice because like I like Stafford. I think you like Stafford.
Mm-hmm. Happy for him that he
and
won.
We're both happy for Goff. It's one of the rare win-win trades.
Yeah, I think that both teams came out on top there. The Rams got their much-needed Super Bowl, and the Lions have completely turned the franchise around. One last conference or division we got to talk about: the Eagles and the Commanders. Commanders lost today to your
Pittsburgh Steelers
and Russell Wilson, who is now an elite quarterback in the NFL. But they both make it in the playoffs, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
The funny thing about the Eagles was last year they were just fell off a cliff at the end of the year and then ended up losing to Tampa Bay. A lot of people thought Sirianni was going to get fired. I still think he should, but they're back.
Yeah, Sirianni's a kook, first of all. And I think Jalen Hurts was just hurt, man. I think you had him in fantasy last year, so you probably saw
The slow decline.
every week. It just wasn't the same, losing both their coordinators. It's good to see them. I mean, imagine they sucked again. That division would be so boring.
It would just
Other
be
than
the Commanders.
Yeah.
The Commanders are now one of the most exciting teams in the NFL to watch. Every game is a absolute barn burner. Me and you got into a pretty heated argument with Ants1 at the coffee shop. Ants1 out of his damn mind when it comes to NFL takes. Thinks that the head coach is more important than the quarterback. So we proposed to him a situation where you're starting your own franchise and you can pick anyone in the NFL. You can either take whoever you think is the best NFL coach, or you can take your elite quarterback. And Ants1's first pick in this new style fantasy draft was Mike Tomlin. Over Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, you name it, he takes Mike Tomlin. And it got us thinking, when that comes back around after 32 teams go, who's the quarterback that's left for him? Probably a Bo Nix, Drake May style quarterback, which is the history of Mike Tomlin's career, having an average quarterback. But at what point does the quarterback elite level dip off? Like, let's go through name by name. It's probably like 7, 8, 9. Where does it go from elite, win the game by himself quarterback to average, need an elite coach? So you go Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, no specific order, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Is Joe Burrow okay? Joe Burrow. Throw Jaden Daniels in there, even though he's a rookie. Keep him out.
Gotta wait and see a little longer than
You gotta wait and see a little
10
bit
games,
longer.
but
So we're at 5.
I'm a huge fan.
Aaron Rodgers on the outside of the list.
Oh, no, yeah. He's too slow now,
I need to
man.
bring him. Oh, CJ Stroud can be 6.
Yeah, put CJ.
Kyler Murray,
Hell no.
Brock Purdy,
Hell
Jordan Love,
no. No.
on the verge.
On the verge.
Kirk Cousins,
Nah.
obviously
Kirk
not
Cousins-
Baker Mayfield.
Kirk Cousins today just did a classic Kirk Cousins. I'm like, yo, you've already lost games in the biggest moments this way. You would like to think the next time he's in this situation, he wouldn't do the same thing.
So
Yo,
I
they're
think we
down
have
by
6
3.
quarterbacks.
Just listen, Kirk Cousins today, they're down by 3.
They lost to New Orleans.
Okay, but they're down by 3 and it's 4th down and they have to go for it. 4th and 4. He throws it short of the sticks and the guy gets tackled. I could not believe it, man. Just fucking whip the ball down the field and see what happens. Like,
Okay, so we have 6. Justin Herbert,
he's actually fucking starting to turn it around again.
He'll
But I'd
be-
say he's in the Jordan Love little like
Jordan
on the
Love,
verge.
Jaden Daniels area.
Yeah.
We have those guys. That's literally it. There's 6. CJ Stroud.
Stafford's in the fucking...
So, but there's 6 guys who can win you the game. So Ants won. He's out of luck. Point proven.
Yeah, put me on the screen with Ants 1 because I want to see you when I'm talking to you. Stephen A. Smith styles. Ants, you're tripping.
All right, perfect place to end it. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy to be here in Melbourne, Australia. The city absolutely killing it for us out here. So much hospitality. Thank you everyone for coming to the Bunt Jam, watching the podcast. Catch y'all next week.
Let's go get some clips. Crikey, mate. You reckon?
I reckon.